This is another one of our destinations today on our hike here in southern Utah. Join us as we explore and discover all these gems. This is our destination today. This water feature, along with a number of rock formations along the way, make for some beautiful hidden gems on our hike. Join us as we explore and discover these gems in this canyon in southern Utah. This little grotto is another one of our destinations today. Join us as we explore and discover the many gems in this canyon in southern Utah.
The town that you go through to get to this canyon is on the Arizona-Utah border. We're literally heading north into Utah from the Arizona Strip.
Welcome to Hidden Gems of Nature. We're in the trailhead parking lot of our hike today. We're in southern Utah. It's a gorgeous canyon. Got a great water source in it and some great views of pinnacles and different rock formations along the way. Join us as we explore and discover all the gems on this hike in southern Utah.
This is the landscape that surrounds our trailhead parking lot. The mouth of the canyon has a series of pools in it where all of the locals come to swim. It's a great little swimming hole. We waded through this water, especially on the way back. Although the water looks muddy from a distance, it's actually crystal clear, but the sandy bottom that you can see makes it look like mud. When you get right next to the water, you can see how clear it really is.
This is just an entire field of blackberries. Kind of tempting, you want to eat those red ones, but we won't. What a cool little patch of blackberries.
If you're looking at your feet while you're hiking, you won't see this arch up at the top of the canyon. It's quite a large arch. In fact, you can probably find some photos online that show people walking on the arch, but it is a cool arch even looking from a distance. Along with the arch, there's a host of other rock formations all along the walls of this canyon. Either side of the canyon have unique formations, pinnacles, etc. Just a great hike for seeing those kinds of configurations. As we were hiking, we typically weren't near the water, but I did stop and zoom in on some of the creek down below us. A couple of times when we were close to the water, I was able to get into the water and get some nice shots of the Cascades as they were flowing through the creek bed. We'll be heading past this narrow section of the canyon that you're looking at right now, and where this tree is set up high on the cliff's edge. We'll pass that right before we get into the headwaters and narrow section of the creek. We came on this unique tree trunk. It's quite a unique branch and root system on this. Kind of a unique little gem. Being down in the desert, we didn't expect to see this patch of ferns as we walked through this section of the trail. Kind of unique for this climate.
Oh, what a great campsite.
A little bit of water coming out there, huh?
That watercress?
They're cleavers, yeah.
Oh.
Which is one of the plants out here that has the highest level.
This is called cleaver dizzyweed,
Sticky weed.
sticky weed, or
Gallium.
gallium, and it means there's tons of water in it. It's a great hydration plant. Wow, that's cool.
Over there.
This is not the main trail, but it just seemed a little bit more interesting than the main trail, so I hiked up this trail for a few seconds before joining the rest of the group. As you can see by the footage, the further up the canyon we got, the more seeps we had along the way, which just added to the beauty. Really a pretty canyon as we went further up it. You can actually hike past our destination today and go up on top of the walls of this canyon. And there are a number of additional features up on top of the walls that are also incredibly beautiful. If you have the time, take the entire loop trail. We came across this seep with what looks like a self-made culvert in it. And as we were admiring the seep and the creek and the growth around it, I took a step back and looked at the wall and realized it was the wall that was the real gem here. What a beautiful wall with color contrasts. Shortly after that seep, we walked around the corner and found ourselves at the head of the canyon. Just a beautiful view. As you head into this canyon, I'll take as much footage of this little narrow section at the head of the canyon as I can.
This is our destination today. It's a narrow slot in southern Utah in this canyon. It's a beautiful little area with all the water running through it. Great place to come and hike into and just enjoy the beauty all around you. Join us as we explore and discover not only this little narrow slot, but all the rock configurations that come along with it. We're going to head back into the narrow section of the canyon. I'll just stroll through so you can see all of the plants and rock configurations along the way. We're also passing all of my wife's cousins along the way. They came from all over the western United States to do this hike and get together. My father-in-law is from a little town near here called Rockville, Utah. Not a real creative name, but geographically it's pretty accurate. It's a fun little town with all kinds of unique canyons and rock features around it, and we're enjoying some of them today. In fact, one of the first times I came to Rockville, my oldest boys were 1 and 2 years old, and Noelle's Uncle Burton took us on a drive back to one of the most incredible hidden gems I've ever seen, and I don't know how to get back to it. I've talked to his son-in-law Trevor, who's on this hike with us, and Trevor's been there a couple of times, but he doesn't think he can get back to it either. So he and I have talked, and I've got some pictures in here. I'm showing you those pictures as I'm talking. This is that hidden gem that's so incredible. It's not labeled on any maps, and he and I are trying to figure out how we can get back in there and find it. Unfortunately, 4 or 5 years ago, when I asked Uncle Burton to take us back in there, he was in no condition to do it. And he actually passed away a year or so ago, pretty sad. He knew all kinds of cool places throughout southern Utah to go visit. Not only did we lose a great man, but I think we lost a treasure chest of knowledge when he passed away. But anyway, I thought you might enjoy these pictures of this hidden gem that's also near this little town of Rockville that my father-in-law is from. Gorgeous hike. One of these days, I'm gonna find it again and I'll publish the video on it. Now let me get you back to the hidden gem that we're hiking on today. Another gem on this hike in southwestern Utah.
So I'm going to hike all the way up this narrow section right to where the canyon starts and where the water begins to seep in to form the creek. It's just really unique as you see all the seeps and all the water as it gathers together and starts to stream down. Looking back at what we just walked up, it's interesting how it just gathers into this one slot. Literally behind me and up 50 feet is the saddle that drops down the canyon on the other side. We're literally at the top of the canyon. I'm going to walk up some of these other levels to see what other seeps and configurations we can find.
We have this entire wall that seeps up here at the head of this canyon. Pretty cool.
We'll head to the opposite side of the seep to see what else they have on the opposite canyon wall. Before leaving, we all decided to take a quick plunge to cool off and head down the canyon. We didn't stay wet very long, but it sure was relaxing while we had it. I put a few of the dunks into the video.